Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel today. Today I have an extremely special guest with me. This is Jonas. And where are you from? And
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
okay, and how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Okay, and when were you diagnosed with Klinefelter syndrome?
I was
47 XXY.
diagnosed when I was 15.
Okay, and so can you describe to me what it was like maybe a little bit before your diagnosis, and then once you got diagnosed, and what the first couple of years of high school were like?
Growing up, I always knew something was different of me. Not being able to talk to people, I was always shy. Definitely going into sports, I would never be at the very beginning of the line to be the first one to get that ground ball. I would always be at the very end of the line because I didn't really know anyone. I was very socially awkward. And now, since I've gotten older, knowing that I have XXY, I'm like, okay, so do your research, look it up, see what similarities you have and what you don't, and what you can work on to make it get better.
So everything through hard work, right?
Everything is hard work. You can't give up.
And basically, even if you go to practice, you were practicing with your dad, in baseball, outside of practice?
Yes, so if it wasn't practice at the school, it would be practice with my dad, or it would be travel ball, it would be summer ball, it would be fall ball. I was playing baseball for 6-7 years consecutively without stopping.
And so what was high school like for you? Because I know that you said you went to a normal high school and then you transitioned into a smaller high school.
Yeah, so I was always in public school from pre-K to 10th grade. And it was very hard with the classes being so big and you not being able to learn in that environment because it was always rowdy, or the teacher just never taught the class, or he'd always just give us something and be like, okay, just do it. And it's some of us kids in there know and some don't. They could have XXY like me. It was very hard for some kids. For me, going into filming in high school, that was a big thing to cope with just everything going around me. Find your passion and stick with it. Video games too, that gets my mind off everything. It makes me stay in one small space. It's very hands-on. It makes out my brain function very well, so I can learn different skills. And
then, so you went to a normal high school for freshman and sophomore year, and you definitely got bullied a pretty decent amount.
Yeah.
And then once you transitioned, where did you go for your junior and senior year?
So for my junior and senior year, I went to a school called the Howard School. It's in Midtown in Georgia. It's a school for kids with learning disabilities, or even people or kids that don't know that they are diagnosed with something. For example, my friend Colin out there, very good friends with him in high school. Not knowing he had XXY as well until we reunited at a pool party.
What? That was only a couple days ago. So
yeah.
A little backstory real quick. We had a support group meeting, or a summer social on Saturday. This was a couple of days ago, and Jonas came and a bunch of other kids came, and a lot of kids that were between 15 and probably 24 came, and this kid shows up, and his name is Colin, right?
Colin.
So Colin shows up and he sees Jonas. And Jonas was a sophomore, right?
And sophomore,
and he was a freshman. And this is the first time that they've seen each other since high school. And they basically looked at each other and they were like, wait, you're here? I'm here? So they both decided to meet, or they both met at the summer social for X and Y variations. And they both found out right then and there that they went to high school together. They were friends together in high school, and they both had XXY, which is absolutely out of this world.
And I was always I always knew, because my principal told me, that there's also a kid here who has XXY, but he never really told me who it was. I kind of had to guess who it was, but I never found out.
Because your high school had 1,200 kids in it, and how are you?
The Howard School, we only had around 400, 500 kids.
Okay, but still, 400 or 500 kids, and you didn't know which kid had XXY. That's pretty insane. And so ever since you graduated high school, you've had some jobs. You've been living out. You're not living at home anymore.
I got my first job when I turned 16. When I got my car license, I was like, okay, I have a car. Now it's time to be a man and go get a job.
Okay. And then what are you doing now? Like, you're living away from the house. I hear you have a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend.
And so what's life been like outside of high school now that you know you have Klinefelter syndrome and you know the limitations it says online? What do you want to give to other kids out there that are just like you, that are maybe going through high school or had the struggles that you had? How do you want to empower those kids to keep their head up and keep working?
If you have a learning problem, for example, just you can't study and there's just a large amount of kids, I mean, go and try to get a tutor. Tutoring helped me a whole lot growing up. I mean, my grades went from F's to A's just for being tutored, because learning in that environment with all those kids around you, you can't learn.
Absolutely.
You have to find a one-on-one something for it to help you.
And then what do you do for fun? And then we'll say bye to the whole YouTube world.
For fun, when I'm not working, I'm just hanging by myself. It's usually video games. If I'm hanging out with friends, like on the weekends, we'll go to like an arcade or we'll go see a movie together. We'll just hang out at each other's places. Also, I like to go see my girlfriend, since I am in South Carolina right now and she's all the way in college. It's about a 4-hour drive south of me. So we definitely have to communicate and talk, and that's another skill that I don't have, is communication.
You have it. It's just you're learning it.
I'm learning.
Right? It's one of those things, just like baseball, just like all the other things. It's like you have to put more effort into it, and you have to practice it, and you'll get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so thank you guys all for watching. This is Jonas, 19, just saying hello to the whole world out there. And thank you guys all for watching. More videos coming soon. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe, and have a great day.
See you later.